In this video, we will be authenticating all of our users with the help of phone numbers. We will be sending OTPs to their phone numbers, and through that OTP, we will be authenticating all of our users. So first thing first, you have to go under the authentication tab of your Supabase project, go under settings and come down along the phone auth. You have to enable the phone authentication, and under this you have to enter your Twilio account SID, auth token and service SID. Now I will be showing you the exact steps and detailed steps of how to do this. But if you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe and please hit that like button on this video. Let's get started. So first thing first, you have to create a new account on Twilio. So we can go on to the following console of Twilio. You have to create a new free account, and once you have created a new free account, you will be getting account SID, auth token and a phone number. You can even upgrade to buy more numbers, or you can change the trial version of your application to a paid version. For now, we will be going with trial version. So let's get started. So first of all, you have to copy the account SID and paste it under the following phone auth section. Also copy the auth token and paste it here. And after that, finally copy the phone number and paste it here. Now this should be all bit for it. So simply save it by now. Now what we can do, we can go under our user section, and you can see there are no users, there are only 2 users which are authenticated with email. Now what we need to do, we need to authenticate our new users with the help of phone number. You can see under my login view of our application, I have got some boilerplate setup. Also I have got a following different section for sign in with phone number. Now what we will be doing, we will be entering the phone number here. The user will be pressing or send verification. After that, the user will be getting an OTP, and after that the user will be entering OTP here and verifying the phone number. Now the UI will be kind of basic one, because I want to move with the features rather than the UI. So first of all, what we can do, if you remember, we have got an authentication service class. Under this we have 2 methods for sign up and login. Now I will be creating a new method for sending a verification to my phone number. So here I'll say a new future method of send verification code. Now the following code will be requiring a string which will be our phone number. Easy. So here I will be saying asynchronous, just like this. And once I have done this, what I can do, I can add a try catch block just for my safety version. And under my try catch block, what I will be doing, I'll say a new response is equal to under await state for Supabase credentials, not client but Supabase credentials. And from this I can have my Supabase client, and from this I can say auth, and here I can say sign in. Now the sign in method will be requiring 2 different arguments. You can either provide your email address or phone number. So here I'll say my phone number, which will be my string of my phone number. So here I'll say a phone number. Now this should be all for it. You can also add other options. Here I'll say options for auth options, and under my auth options, what I can do, I can say redirect URL. So under redirect URL, I can say Supabase credentials.supabase URL, right? That API URL. Now this should be all for it. Now what we can do, I can copy the following if else block and paste it here. Now under this case, I will be also requiring a context. So here I'll say required build context, not a bucket, but a build context for a context. Right, now what I'll do here, you can see I got my response. The response is a type of go to response. Now make sure you are making the following statement to be under await state, else you will be getting an instance of future. So here you can see my go to response is equal to Supabase credentials and client. The client is nothing but simply a client having API URL and API key. Right, so once this is done, I got my phone number entered and also some options. After that, if the response is not equal to null, I am having this thing. Now what we can do, instead of printing the user ID and all that stuff, I can say data, and after that I can say provide a token or also the user or any sort of thing. Right, it doesn't matter for now. I can simply print the access token, and I can say the data is not equal to null, so we can add the following. But sometimes we might get the data null, so what I'll do, I'll simply say print response dot data. Now this should be all for it, and also if the thing is this thing, I can say auth failed, process failed. Instead of auth failed, let's say process failed. Right, so this should be it. And also I can copy the default messenger, and instead of this response, I can say e.toString in case we got any error. Right, so this should be all for it for this case. Now I can go under authentication notifier, and I can copy the entire same process and paste it here, but it will be having a different method name. So here I'll say send verification code. It will be requiring a phone number. Right, so here instead of email, I can copy the phone number and paste it here. Right, so this should be it. Add a particular thing. Now the following write cache is from a package of cache manager, so we can remove this stuff from this side, and I can simply await for this process. Right, so we can also change the phone number, that is the method name, to send verification code. So what we can do now, once we are also getting the error, I want to print the entire error, right? So here I'll say print response dot error, which will not be equal to null, and from this I can simply print the message, right? So this should be it. So I can go under my phone auth view. This is the entire view, and here you can see I got a verification, that is a button of send verification, and under this case what I'll do, I'll say authentication notifier. Alright, let's have an instance of authentication notifier. So I can go under login view and copy the instance just to save our time, and I can paste everything here, right? So we can import everything, provider and authentication notifier. Now I can copy my authentication notifier, and here I'll say send verification code. Now the phone number will be nothing but phone number controller dot text, right? We have got a phone number controller just right here, which is attached to my following text field of enter phone number, right? So this should be it. So I can open my terminal, that is my debug console, and here let's try to add a phone number. Now make sure you are also adding the country code and a plus sign, right? So here I will be adding my phone number just like this. Now I have entered my phone number, so I can send a verification. Now here you can see I will be getting this error. Now the process will be failed. That's because the number is not verified. Now what is happening here? For authentication with phone number under Supabase, we need to have a paid account, that is a purchased account at Twilio. Now I don't have any purchased account, but in case you are using any production application, you should be using a purchase account. But instead of having the purchase account, what we can do, we can go to the following URL, and I can simply paste it here. And what we can do, we can register a new number for our demo purpose. Right now what you can do, you can go to the following URL. I will be entering the following URL under description box, and here you can see you can simply verify a number. Now this thing will be simply enabled for trial number. You can enable it for your paid account as well. So here I will be entering my phone number, and you can use the following option of text you inside, and here I will be entering one more time. So I can simply say send text, that is text me. So I have received my text, and I will be entering my passcode here, so which is 248. It is 248524. I can simply submit it. It will be verifying. Alright, so now you can see I have successfully verified my phone number. Now for a trial version, you have to verify your phone number manually. But under a paid account, you don't have to do this thing. The OTP will be automatically be sending to the following phone number. I can send a verification one more time, and I won't be getting that error again. So if I simply send a verification, now you can see I have received my entire OTP here, and you can see I will be receiving the following message: sent from your Twilio account and your code is something something. So what I will be doing, I will be verifying my OTP. So right now we are successfully able to send the OTP, but now we need to verify the OTP as well. I will be creating a new method for the OTP verification. So here you can see we have got the following null due to the following response does not contain any data. So what I can do now, I can copy the entire method and paste it one more time, and here I will simply say a method name to be verify phone number. So right now it will be requiring a token, I guess. So here I'll say a required string to be a token. So this should be it. I will be adding a new token, and instead of sign in method, I will be requiring a different method, which will be something known as verify OTP. Now under this, you will be requiring a phone, which is our phone number, just like this. So the entire process will be same, but only a phone and token will be different, right? So I can save it, and I can go under my notifier, and now I will be adding a new method of verify phone number. It will be requiring a context and a phone number. So I can copy the context, paste it here, and also copy the phone and paste it here. So this should be it. I can copy my verify phone number method and paste it here, just like this. Now what we can do, we can go back, and here I will be adding that method. So here I will be simply saying authentication notifier dot verify phone number. Now the phone will be phone number dot text, that is my controller dot text, and the token will be my OTP controller dot text. You can see my following second text field is attached to a OTP controller. So right now what I can do, I can send the OTP one more time to my phone number, and we can verify it accordingly. So we can make it big here, and let's clear everything, so you will be getting a better overview. So I will be sending a verification. You should be receiving a null message, that means the OTP is sent. Alright, so I have received my OTP. So I will be simply adding my OTP here, which is 255361, and I can simply verify my OTP. Now you can see I will be getting an instance of session instead of any error. So what I can do now, I can go back under my authentication service, and here you can see I will be getting this message. From this I can have any sort of thing as I want. But now what I'll do, instead of getting our response, let's try to add a process failure. So what I can do, if I simply say verify phone number one more time, I will be getting the message of OTP has expired or is invalid. That's because we have already used the following OTP and it can't be used again and again. So right now you can see we have successfully implemented everything. Now what I will be doing, the phone number is verified, I will be navigating the user to the next screen. So here I'll say navigator.off-context and here I'll say push name to app routes of home route. So we can do the process one more time. So I will be removing everything from this side and I will be sending a verification one more time. So let's send a verification and the verification code, that is my token, that is OTP, is 823 and 436. So let's try to decode everything. Let's try to verify phone number and you can see we are now automatically navigated to the next screen, which is my home screen. Now in this way we have successfully implemented the authentication process with Supabase and PhoneAuth. We have to complete 10k subscriber before ending this year. So make sure you are subscribed and also you are sharing this video with your friends, family and etc. For anyone who is under further development, they should definitely subscribe because there will be more further projects on this channel in the future. After having the following Supabase series, we will be having multiple next series or hotel building application, TikTok clone, etc. and etc. So make sure you are subscribed to this channel and I'll see you in the next one.